On this episode of Beer, Blues, and BS, Kidder and I are once again joined by the local Geek and JS Gunslinger, but that's not it, because we got a full tavern with two brand new guests, and one of them is brave enough to try the Chiclawgo Handshake. This is going to be a good time. Get ready for laughs, for drinks, for good times, and of course there's going to be good times, because you're in a good place. Welcome to the show.
It's Howard Blues and V. Mark Kidder. Pour a cold beverage, pull up a seat, enjoy time with friends.
Triple B! Well, the Triple B sucks. Okay? Come on.
Whatever, man. This is Beer, Blues, and BS. Online at beerbluesbs.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS, the podcast that's full of boozy ambitions and people willing to do stupid stuff on camera. I am your host, the living embodiment to Charlie Brown, Howard Blues, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder, how you doing tonight?
I'm better now because we are here. We got some chestnuts roasted on a fire somewhere. We got somebody in a shower, and tonight, as always, going to be a fantastic show, or today, or tomorrow, or this morning, whenever and wherever you might be joining us in the wide world of the interwebs, video, audio, all of the above, at beerbluesbs.com. Howard, great to be here. Thanks for keeping this thing going. How are you doing tonight? Has it been a week? You're wearing the shirt.
I am wearing the shirt, and it has been a week, and I can tell my week is only going to get that much harder because nobody's allowed to, in this call, to reference Kidder's sweatshirt because I don't want to have to censor that for the whole damn episode, okay? So, no, this is going to be a good show. We have a packed tavern tonight. All sorts of guests joining us, including a couple of new ones. So we better start these introductions. Otherwise, we're going to be halfway through the show before we get started.
Thirsty.
Yeah. So starting, I'm just going to go in the order that people appeared because that's how I tend to do things. Joining us once again, it is the Triple B Brewmaster, the local Geek. Local Geek, how you doing tonight?
Hey, not doing too bad tonight. I'm working through some of my stock of beers in the fridge and hopefully start getting caught up. But I got 6 more delivered to me today. So.
You're welcome. And thanks to Kidder for being the delivery guy on that one.
and that is not a bad problem to have.
No, not at all. Not at all. And joining us once again from the shower, because he's trying to set some sort of record for most episodes recorded in a shower, but it's looking pretty good. It is the Triple B Armorer, JS Gunslinger. JS, how you doing tonight?
Gentlemen, I am doing pretty decent. I had a 9 to 10 hour day at the salon, the new location. I won't put out where it is yet. First of the year, we're going to announce to everybody what we're doing, where it's at, what's going on, and yeah. So
this will be out after the first of the year. If you wanted to throw it out there,
I could, I guess. So we bought a new building,
man. This is your opportunity.
I forgot. It's going to be a little bit behind. So we bought a new building. We are both expanding and condensing Pet Place at the same time. We have 2 locations right now. Both of them are small, so I've got half of my employees at one and half of them at the other. They're all the way across town from each other, and it is driving me nuts to have to go back and forth between 2 different buildings for payroll and repairs and employee problems. So I love the background, Derek. That's beautiful. We bought one big building, and there's more square footage in that one building than both of our other 2 combined. So each groomer's got their own space. Individual, we've got a bunch of tubs. We've got a huge drying room. It's going to be set up awesome. So I'm trying to get that all framed up and put together, and I'm about a 16th of the way there. So I will be there pretty much every single day from now until January 31st when we open. But I was able to get some of this done a couple days ago. So we got one more wall in now. So I got a floor and 2 walls. This one took forever because it's a pain in the ass, and I had to go fancy and do some cool some cool stacked chevron patterns with the border around it, and so yeah,
You went Jimi Hendrix.
if I had just done straight boards across, I'd have been done a long time ago, but I can't do that because so yeah, I got a good one to start it off with. So
All right. Well, and Kidder, we have a couple of new guests joining us, so that always makes for an exciting evening. One of them we've known for a very long time, finally making his debut. We didn't talk about a nickname to call him by when we before the show. I'm just going to call him Doc because the guy's got a PhD. But joining us, it's our friend Curtis. Curtis, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Good to be here. So
Yeah,
He was kind of skeptical when I told him that he should be on the show tonight because he's like, "What do you guys do?" I'm like, well,
yeah, no, I was like, what is this? What are you inviting me to? What am I getting into? Should I run? Probably should have run, but it's too late now. So here I am.
well, we're glad to have you. It's nice when we can still bring out new guests and especially old friends who we haven't gotten to talk to in a long time.
whoa, what are you?
It's just
Not old, okay? Calm down.
I
Howard.
mean, we've known it for a long
He just
time.
showed up on the show. Stop being rude. God, I just got him here. Now he's gonna leave. He hasn't even had anything to drink.
Yeah.
Poor guy's thirsty.
Yeah. All right. And we have one more guest joining us. Also, well, not really. This is probably his full official debut. He's kind of made cameos here and there. It is a gentleman who, we have to question some of his taste because not only does he enjoy Malort, but he's also got a comforter with Kidder's face on it. It's the often referenced, finally making his appearance, Big Badda Boom. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good, thank you. Just chilling, relaxing, and spending time this afternoon with some friends, drinking buddies.
That's
Only pretty good at your big Triple B debut after all of these years
pretty good.
being
It's
discussed
just
in the
been
background.
It's just been a very hectic week of work. Very crazy week, actually. But otherwise, it's Friday. Let's party.
sounds like good words to live by and good words to introduce everybody's favorite segment on this show, and that is What's on Tap. And I know JS has been waiting patiently with drinks in hand, so I'm just going to jump to him first. JS, what you having tonight?
Gentlemen, I am doing Kidder a disservice because I have an old fashioned that is made with something that Kidder provided, and it tastes amazing. It's one of his favorites.
Until
But
you
there's two
put something
cherries in it.
Yes.
But there's two cherries in it.
Sacrilegious.
Gentlemen, I have a barefaced Wisconsin old fashioned because I can't call it a true old fashioned because Kidder's going to try and come through the screen at me. So
Has not been approved. And if you'd
I
like that
have-
official approved old fashioned recipe, we happen to have it here on a pint glass, which is also a Kidder approved serving size for an old fashioned.
3 full shots
Major.
of Bareface. I have a large shot of simple syrup, I got 2 cherries and a little bit of cherry sauce, a couple dashes of orange bitters, and then I got 2 stainless steel reusable ice cubes because I really like them.
That part I can really get behind, the stainless steel, because it doesn't actually ruin your drink in any way. It just cools it. I like it.
Nice. Nice.
So, the taste is super smooth. A little bit of simple syrup that I got in there really, really mellows it out. The Bareface has a little bit of a bark to it, or bite, I should say.
That's
the
a cool
syrup
bottle.
really smooths it out and just makes it just a really nice sipping whiskey. And I know it's sacrilegious, but cherry is one of my favorite things. I really like it. So the cherry adds a little, just mellows it out for me just a little bit more and just gives it that little bit of tart. So.
And I know we've talked about the Bareface before, but showing off the bottle here. It's a 7-year elementally aged whiskey, which is very interesting because they age this outdoors in shipping containers. And so depending on the weather, each batch tastes different. Very similar, but also different depending on the outdoor temperature swings. Triple oak release, single grain Canadian whiskey. Again, 7 years ex-bourbon American oak barrels. And then it's aged in French oak red wine casks and air-dried in virgin Hungarian oak. When ready, it's blended in select casks to create the bold, smooth, balanced whiskey with the cologne complex flavors and the distinct finish.
There you go.
Palate cleanser, shot of whiskey.
There you go.
And I'm gonna go with like 4.8 with the concoction I got going on here. It might be a perfect 5, I guess, for Kidder if I took the cherries out.
Yeah. Well, we saw that Curtis had a drink. Curtis, what are you drinking this evening?
I have the Bismarck Distillery Raspberry Lemonade to go local.
Hey, you should have had a tractor beer.
I didn't tell him about that one. No. And if he had grabbed that, I would have politely said, let's just put that one back on the shelf. Somebody else needs to have their day ruined.
Disappointed in you, Kidder.
What would you rate that drink?
I mean, I would probably give it a 4. It's I feel like the right balance of sweet and sour goes down smoothly. So
nice. Local Geek, what are you having this fine evening?
I am working my way through, I think it's the last one of the foreign beers that JS Gunslinger brought us a while back, the Pilsner Urquell, which I was just going through the spreadsheet. Apparently, its debut on the show was actually in episode 74. DeFoot had it.
Ooh. You know, I was at a local establishment here Monday, and I saw they have Pilsner Urquell now. They have it in glass. They have it in glass bottles. That's the first time I've ever seen it up here. So, and to be fair, it's only the second time I've ever seen the beer ever. So, you know,
that's not a bad one. I would buy that again, or I would buy it myself, I should say.
well, there you go. There's one down
4 out of 5.
There's one at the establishment that is cold in there and might have something to do with a bear.
All right, man, we got some high scoring drinks on this episode.
Polar vortex.
It's about to all go downhill.
Yeah, Big Badda Boom. What are you having tonight?
Well, I want to try something new with you guys. I haven't actually had this before. I pointed up earlier, I still have this lingering, beautiful bottle of Malort. Actually, I'll put it right in front of my face. Still has some
rejected.
rejected immediately. Why were you rejected? So I'm gonna pour myself a shot.
And then you're going to throw it on the fire and see if it explodes.
I don't know if I want to throw it inside the cider, but I do want to try it with the White Claw grapefruit seltzer.
The Chiclawgo Handshake that we talked about a couple episodes ago.
Yeah. I saw it and I said, you know what? I haven't tried that one before. I've tried it with other beer. And I've tried other mixed drinks with Malort, but never this one. So bottoms
There's
up.
a disclaimer across the bottom of the screen right now. It says, do not try this at home, and we do not recommend that to anyone.
I think the first time you were on the show, you were having it with wasn't an old style because they didn't have that, but you were having it with something.
Hams?
It might have been hams.
It might have been hams. Gentlemen, I think this is a good run of this. It's not bad at all.
I don't think you're right in the head because that's not possible.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Like,
this is a solid 4.7.
Are we talking not bad like something else compared to shower cleaner, Windex, or
just compared to this straight up?
I think I would rather drink rubbing alcohol than have Malort again.
This is delicious.
Not bad doesn't necessarily mean good.
That's true, but this is excellent. See, don't even need the chaser.
And then he drinks it anyway. Like, I don't need this.
I mean, there are two things that have never been rated highly on this show: Malort and seltzers. And the fact that you've had both.
Well, so I believe the bottle of Malort mentions that it's a full-bodied, and I know this was probably read at some point from the
Makes
website.
your full body shake with regret.
Well, it's called Chiclawgo Handshake for a reason, but not because of that. But it does have essences of grapefruit in it. You know, like that rind type of thing. And with the seltzer, it just makes it better.
Is it before or after you taste the pasture weed?
I never got there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Gentlemen, I think we may have made a mistake in letting him be the one to try this. We might have to have one of us try it to get a true.
But who's willing to?
I am recommending you because I am never drinking that piss water ever again.
You know who I volunteer for this? Because I know he likes this so much. Mark.
Local geek.
No, Mark. Mark likes seltzer and he loves Malort. So the two combinations I think would be excellent for him.
Let's see. You'll look at the three dots on the screen and
it's
remove
not muted
from the call. Sorry, there must be something wrong with the reception. There's some. Did you pay your internet bill? I can't. Sorry. Must be a connection issue here.
I also have a different seltzer, which is also grapefruit, that I would like to try too. So maybe for round 2, we'll try it with that seltzer.
Sounds good.
I'm ready for round 2 already.
I'm gonna need one. I'm gonna need a round 2.
At this point, a couple of us need to finish round 1. So, Kinger, what are you having?
I don't even know what I need. Out of this, what should I have? What do we got?
Oh, the 6-pack that I brought?
Yes.
So you have a couple of choices. There are a couple of sours in there. There's a cheap beer, and there's an expensive beer in there.
And JS is having a holiday-themed one.
Yes, there's one weird beer in there, and that is what JS's round 2 is going to be. So if you want, you could introduce it first. It matches your lovely festive sweatshirt.
It does, doesn't it?
Oh, holy it does. It's
Mark, but you should be wearing your shades.
Yes.
For the record, he's the one that's making this take even longer.
I was gonna say we're at almost halfway through the show, and some of us have yet to drink.
And drink. Okay, this is the Christmas Cookie Cream Ale. It's American cream ale with vanilla flavor, almond flavor, and cardamom. Okay. All right. It is brewed apparently by the Bent Paddle Brewing Company in Duluth, Minnesota. I thought this said 100% water, and I'm like, no wonder. 10% of the Earth's fresh water is found in Lake Superior. 100% of our beer is made with that water. Very good. Recycle. There's a raccoon with a sweater. Or perhaps a Christmas onesie. Maybe both. A reindeer also wearing a sweater of some kind. Christmas Cookie Cream Ale captures the traditional essence of a spritz cookie. Now this better be good, but nothing can live up to my grandma's spritzes. Enjoy its creamy maltiness with a touch of vanilla for a perfect festive ale. And JS, while you were looking, do you see anything on here that has an alcohol percentage? Because I don't see any. Oh, 5.0. 5.0. Right in the bottom. But I got sunglasses on now, so it's hard to see the damn thing. 12 fluid ounces.
On the opposite side you started with. They only have it on one side.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it goes. So put this in the old koozie here. Get this rolling. Jaco, are you joining in on this?
No, I'm not. Mine was not in the fridge and is therefore not cold, but I will in the future week.
This does not smell like cookies.
Might make you toss your cookies.
Possibly. I do have to say, this would be my second one because the Doc and I had Bloody Marys at Lucky's 13. So
we did
5 out of 5. For this one, it doesn't really. It tastes very sweet and has the dark taste to it, but it's oddly light.
That's a nice color, JS.
It actually is. Now, it might be swayed just a tiny bit by a little essence of cherry that was in there, but I pretty much licked the bottom of the glass. So
continuing to taint your beverages. I don't know. It's not really doing a whole lot for me, so that part is good, but I don't know. 2.5?
Okay. Mm. And I see JS is sampling it as well. JS?
It's like a 4. That's really good. Wow. It's a really smooth beer. Like there's no IPA. So extra points for that.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I love like a good cream stout, or the more cream the better. But vanilla, almond, and the cardamom. The cardamom is really, really light. You can taste it just a little bit, but it's really subtle. The almond and the vanilla are a little bit more pronounced, but it's really smooth. I like this. I might have to find more of this.
It is growing on me longer that I drink it.
Like there's no.
I'll bump that a full percentage point to 3.5.
Nice.
Like there's no weak bite. There's no like you're not getting that rice beer taste. It doesn't have Christmas tree. It's a really nice, smooth, very well balanced, very well done beer. I'm impressed, Howie. Thank you. This is pleasantly a pleasant surprise, and now I feel bad about one of them that I put in yours.
No, you don't remember all the IPAs he gave us? No.
Yeah, regrets gone.
It's all right. It was one of those I saw it in a build your own 6-pack, and they only had one, and it was the only thing that really stood out as something I would have on this show. I'm like, I'm not going to build a whole 6-pack if I just want that one. And then I found that they actually had a 6-pack of it on the shelf, and I'm like, great, we all get to try it. So I'm glad it's proving good and tasty. So
which establishment did you find this at?
I found it at the North Cashwise. So that's where I was at. But that was the only 6-pack of it they had on the shelf.
You son of a
yeah. That fits. Gents, to finish off what's on tap round 1 and slightly round 2.
The show.
Yeah. the local geek is not the only person who's finishing off a shipment from JS. I'm finishing off a much older one, and I'm doing that with one of JS's favorite beers. It is a Youngling Black and Tan.
Yeah.
So,
I think I had that the last time we recorded.
Yeah, this is part of the reason why I'm not having the Christmas beer, because I'm like, I gotta finish this. And I now that I've got it open, gents, I was gifted a very interesting gift from my boss as I'm putting this in. And I thought it was very fitting and should make its debut on the show. My boss knows about my nickname, the living embodiment of Charlie Brown. What she doesn't know is that I tend to on this show wear hoodies, but she did find me this.
Oh,
so it is a nice little can koozie with a Charlie Brown hoodie. She also said that she got it because every time I talk to her, I have my hands in my pockets. So she thought it was very fitting. So
it fits you. It fits you well, Howie.
It does. And this is actually a really good beer.
I told you.
It's not like I doubted you. It's no, it's nice. It's smooth.
I'm glad you like that one because you probably won't like the other ones.
That's okay. I gotta get through the second shipment before I get to the new shipment. Yeah. Plus beer that I picked up for myself. It's gonna take me a while.
Well, as long as you leave them in the wrapping paper until the show.
Knowing my luck, that's going to be like July. Everybody's going to be like, why is he opening a Christmas gift in July?
You know what'll help?
What?
Drinking more and maybe a shot of whiskey.
How does the shot of whiskey help?
it's a palate
Liquid
cleanser.
courage to get you to the next beer.
Cleanses your palate between beers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like how I like how I started that catchphrase. Now it's constantly used against me.
Yeah.
If Howie didn't have to work tomorrow, I would demand a penalty shot just because. But
I am retired. If you know, you know. That's although I'm gonna have weekends back again, so that's a very short retirement. But
Can we build the next you know?
I'll have to work on that.
TNYNYN.
I have an idea. This time we'll apply the if you know, you know, and Howie has to figure it out.
No, I think I've already vetoed this idea because I do not know enough about liquor or nor have a palate that I would ever know what that stuff was.
I think
would be able to-
more when you tasted it.
I was gonna say the only rules are it can't be Malort and it can't be rubbing alcohol. It's got to be actual booze.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe, gents, we're coming up very quickly on episode 200, and maybe that would be the time to bring back if you know, you know. Depends if I have to watch the kids that weekend or not.
On a new alcohol tangent, I picked up a bottle of Two Gingers when I got the care packages for everybody, and I am really impressed with it. I'm an eggnog fanatic, so I love me a good boozy eggnog, and usually I make it with Taste Like Structure Fire, or like a Bear Face, or like a good stout bourbon. But I put that Two Gingers in there, and the Two Gingers had a real heavy citrus kick to it, and it really went good with the eggnog. Generally on eggnog, you'll take if you make a good one, you'll take and zest a little bit of an orange over the top. And that Two Gingers really takes the place of that zested orange and really brings out the flavor in it. I was really impressed. So I might be. It's a light whiskey. Got a bit of a bite to it, but it's really got that citrus kick to it. So,
gents, I have to correct something that is in an episode. I got something wrong actually in an episode, and actually, it's not that I got it wrong. I missed the part that made it interesting. You might remember from the last time we recorded. I told you that the NFL was being sued, right? You guys remember this? Maybe.
Absolutely, Howard. Tell us more.
So here's the thing. What I mentioned in the show, it came because of a Steelers game. One of their receivers, Pickens, made a catch, went out of bounds, and it was ruled an incomplete pass because while he did tap 2 feet to the ground, it was the same foot, and it was ruled that because the rule reads you have to touch both feet to the ground, it was an incomplete pass. And I said there was this lawyer who was suing the NFL over it. I missed the vital part. The way that he is suing the NFL is because, as he states it, that rule is discriminatory against people who only have 1 foot.
Yes.
And so that's why he's bringing the lawsuit, not on behalf of anybody, but he is also, suing for several $1,000s. And I still believe the theory that he's doing it to make up for a lost wager on that play. But
he's only doing it for several thousand because it's an instant win for him. Like they have to side with the ADA rules. Because what if you only had 1 leg and were able to play in the NFL? You couldn't possibly make a fair catch.
Well, it's called football, not feetball.
Jeez.
I would just be curious if they find that he would actually have standing, because typically in a lawsuit you have to show how you personally would be harmed by the status quo. So maybe he was personally harmed because he did make a wager, but if he's not personally playing in the NFL with 1 foot.
We're talking about 1 foot or 1 leg, and he's talking about standing.
Oh, there we go.
See, this is why it fell flat in the last episode, because I missed that vital part, and it's like I went back to edit it. I'm like, I remember that this was a much more interesting story, and we should have had a bigger reaction. And I found it again. I'm like, I missed the best part of it. I will fix it. I actually did a jump cut in as future Howard to basically say, this is what I missed. I'll bring it up again. So
you done screwed up, Howie.
I mean, listen, I am the living embodiment of Charlie Brown. We expect screw ups. It happens.
And then in this episode, we had to run it back to make sure that it happened correctly.
Yes. Yeah. Fixing my mistakes 1 episode at a time, like 3 weeks later.
Hey, we're the most timely breaking news and internet podcast, so what are you going to do?
I got to keep that other nickname up of the most relevant podcast host on the internet. You know, that's got to try. So figured I'd share that. I'm glad it brought some laughs. And otherwise, it's I think the other thing we could talk about, and I know this is going to seem really weird because by the time this episode comes out, it's like almost the end of January because we're that far ahead. But hey, it was Christmas this week. How was everybody's Christmas? Hopefully it went well.
I had a good time. I spent half of it being unproductive and at the new building, as that will be my new home for the next month. Yeah, had good dinner at the in-laws. Had a good time.
Nice. Us, it was pretty low key. So I had my family was over, and we just did pizza, and I brought out my usual platter of weird cheeses and such, and we had a good time. It was good. I do have to say, Local Geek apparently made prime rib, but didn't share with any of us. So,
oh wait, he did share with me.
You had Christmas pizza?
Yeah.
Who has Christmas pizza?
Howard does.
Living in Bottom and Charlie.
Yeah,
Brown.
so I mean, it was basically pizza.
Yeah, we've done that with my family. My family is very low-key Christmas, so we celebrate on Christmas Eve usually, and we don't do a whole big get-up about it. It's kind of more about just being together. So we do pizza, we do a bunch of snack food. It's as I said, it's low-key. There's drinking. For once, my dad didn't complain about the beer in my beer fridge. I also took all of the podcast beer. Well, I took all the podcast beer out. If anything, the better part was my sister's significant other came along, and so my dad's like, "You got beer in the fridge?" I'm like, "I always got beer in the fridge." And he goes, "Hey, Andy, what, you need a drink?" "Yeah, come on, let's go read Chris's beer fridge." And they head out there, and apparently he spent the whole time trying to tell Andy, like, "Oh yeah, my son, he drinks all this weird beer for this podcast he does, and da 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 da." It was all normal stuff. I think it was
that he's been bragging
about
the show.
JS, that thing has a hole in it.
Just put it anywhere.
Hey, that's my bit.
Say the thing, Howie. Say the thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, apparently JS is already done with everybody's second favorite segment before the rest of us have even gotten there. So we're on to the third favorite segment of the show, and that is What's on Tap? Round 3. Drink!
I did finish round 1 also.
How does it work for shots of Malort? Is it every
Someone's
shot?
got to carry the show, okay? I know it's your responsibility, but someone's got to carry the show, and I am proud to do it.
I mean, Big Badda Boom is asking a very important question about how we do this, and Howard the ref is not here, so who knows? We're just making it up at this point.
You can take as many shots as you want. We will give you a round for each one if that's what you want to do.
I mean, already 3 rounds in, so I don't know.
I mean, there was 3 shots in my first drink, so I don't know. What does that make it? 5?
No, we're at the same. We're tied.
You got a nice beer there you can have. So
You can't count them as rounds though,
about that
because
beer.
he's not drinking 12 ounces of that garbage.
He might be.
Not yet.
He might be.
Well,
I'm down half of where I was at.
All I can say is it's great that you guys are arguing about this, and I'm still pretty sure, and Local Geek can back me up, that I still hold the record for most drinks on a single episode of the show. So, there.
Yep. It was an if you know, you know episode.
Yeah.
It's not going to be tonight, but game on.
Local Geek, it was the Triple B Turns 3 episode. So right in around episode like 150-ish, somewhere in there. I think on your spreadsheet you have it marked as the most the episode with the most beverages consumed. That
I
helps.
feel like Kitter's over there trying to do like an unboxing video in the middle of the show. I don't.
Kidder does all kind of weird crap on the shows. You never know what's going to come out of him.
JS, so what's next on
Doing
tap?
weird but
Yeah, JS, what are you holding?
something that's been on the show. I don't know. A 5.6% fish brewing double shot coffee stout, because that's what was in my fridge. Two of these in my fridge. Why? But there's two of them. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I've had it before. That's actually pretty freaking good. It's not as smooth as the Christmas beer. It's definitely like there's a ton of coffee in this. Sorry, Howie, you might have to hit the button. I'm sorry. There's a lot of coffee in this. You really get that really heavy stout flavor. You get the coffee flavor. There's a big kick of chocolate in there. I am impressed. This is definitely a winter beer. If it is above 30 degrees, you ain't drinking this. This will both warm you up and make you a better person. So I'm gonna
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna go with like a 4 again, because it's really good. It's not as smooth as the other one, but I'm like hopelessly addicted to coffee. So yeah.
What's funny is I don't like coffee, but I love coffee beers.
Yeah, I love coffee just in general. I have an unhealthy relationship with coffee. Yeah, my son thinks I'm superhuman or something, because I'll go the entire day and drink nothing but coffee until like 6:30 at night, and he's like, "How did you survive?" I have coffee.
I've seen it. It's true.
Anybody else jumping in on this round?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in. My fridge apparently has a problem. There's IPAs breeding inside of it, because I don't remember receiving this, but there's 2 of them in there right now. So I took one out. Hopefully they'll quit now.
I don't know where they came from.
I have the accumulation IPA, and
Ooh, that's a new
It's a
one.
hazy APA.
it is a hazy IPA. And I'll show you the can here. The pun is not my fault. It is a seasonal release. Doesn't really have any flavor text on here. It's a 6.5% alcohol. Dry hopped with Strata, Mosaic, Lotus, and Eldorado hops. And it is 12 ounces. Oh, and it smells really hoppy. But they're fairly mild. It's not bad for an IPA. I'd give it a 2.5. It's actually pretty smooth. It doesn't bite you like some of them do.
Maybe I'll have to pick some of those up for next year's IPA Appreciation Month.
Or you know
Not
what?
happening.
You can you got the button ready, because you can go yourself.
I'll have one brewed for next year.
That would be
Well,
your
keg of
first.
it we can give Kidder.
That would be your
son of a
first
bitch.
brewed, right? You haven't brewed an IPA yet.
I have not brewed an IPA.
He's already got a name picked out for it too, so that's great.
I have 2 names. I got to brew 2 of them.
JS and Howard are the names.
You're
No,
gonna
the
name
man down
shit
middle
and
finger
don't
and
drink this?
Kidder's hatred.
Kidders.
His hatred would be a good one. That would be a great name for it.
Yeah. Especially if you make it like a cherry IPA.
Ooh,
You know, that's
Ooh.
God,
Yeah.
I don't want my name associated with that kind of garbage. It makes me want to throw up just hearing. That's all we need.
Gives me flashbacks of that blueberry beer that we got several years ago.
Yeah.
It was
From
so
Boom.
good. Everybody loved it at the tasting, and then we all got home and opened it up, and we're like, "What in the world?" And we realized it was at like table 18. So by the time we got to table 18, everything was good.
Oh,
That's how they get you.
Exactly. Yeah.
They got us. On
No,
that
they
one.
did. They did. They got us good.
They got all of us because I think each of us went home
We all
with at
bought
least
one.
a 6-pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've got a blueberry beer
Yeah.
fermenting right over there right now.
Yeah, but
We
yours
had
is
some kind of-
good.
Yes,
some
it
kind
is
of
a
a
good one.
blueberry one too that the wife brought home that was the same thing. We thought it was great at the tasting, and we got it home, and they were big ass bottles. It was not good.
Yeah, you start questioning why you go to beer tastings after things like that because you're just like, I fall for these things every time. And
It was fine. We were definitely fine going to the beer tastings because it was a lot of free beer and a little bit tipsiness. And yeah, we still bought stuff. But that's
Well, we just
fine.
made a rule after that like we didn't buy anything past table 10 because it wasn't reliable.
Like,
Yeah.
who's the sober one?
Yeah.
Keith, get over here. How many drinks have you had?
Oh, poor Keith.
I think we need to get Curtis in more episodes, and I think we need to go to more beer tasting events because this sounds like a great time.
They were. Well, it was wine tasting, but like every 3 months they would do a beer tasting instead.
yeah,
We were in, where was it? In Houston, Texas, at the National Science Museum, and all of a sudden, like, beer tents started going up all over the museum, and we're like, and I'm just excited as hell. What's going on? This looks cool. And you know, it's a private event. You gotta have tickets for it, but it's a beer and history event, and I'm like, you mother.
Bleep.
How do I get tickets? How much are they? And where do I get them? They were like $300 a ticket. I was not going to buy one of them. But it would have been cool.
A few years ago, I went to an event. It was the Beer and Bacon Classic.
Ooh.
So you paid to get in, and they gave you a little cup, and it was just all beer. And then down this little stairs was just like 25 different kinds of bacon. So it's like beer, bacon, beer, bacon,
Oh,
beer,
man.
bacon. It's quite a night.
That sounds amazing.
there we go.
Yeah.
That's if the Triple B ever gets big enough, we got to do our own beer and bacon event.
Yeah.
Here
Yeah.
you go.
File that one away for
You guys got to come up to the Crosstown Brew Down one of these years when they do it.
at some
Think
point.
we can get Cloverdale on board with that
Mm-hmm.
and Bismarck Brewing.
Yeah, hell yeah. They've got a really good maple pepper
Dialectic.
bacon.
Well, that's a good segue, Mark. Talking about Bismarck Brewing. I was gifted a beer to try. And
I know what it is.
Does it have a tractor on it?
Huh?
Does it have a tractor on it? Oh.
And I think, JS, this might be your favorite type of beer.
The plot thickens.
Central Time Midwest IPA.
Oh.
I'm like many of you. I do not like IPAs, but I'll give it a shot.
You are gonna love that one.
The smell isn't bad.
Oh, don't worry. That's where it gets you. That lulls you into that false sense of security.
Oh God.
That is the one JS calls the tractor beer, by the way.
Yes.
Sacrifice another victim to the tractor.
Oofda. I think
Oofda? That's
that's a 1.2. I don't know if I'll finish it.
That might be the best score it's gotten.
That's a 1.2. It's not as hoppy as I thought, but the aftertaste is horrendous. Not as hoppy.
Yeah.
Howard gave it a 3.
But
It's just not right. Okay, I mean, Howard, it's just, yeah.
I will be the first to admit that was a terrible mistake on my part.
It is slightly.
Have another one and redo your score.
Yeah.
Well, my question would be, what round was that? Because was it a similar phenomenon to the blueberry beer at the beer tasting?
Yeah, round 10.
Was it table 19?
Yeah.
I think it was round 2.
Howard's a lightweight these days.
Yeah, nah.
That was round 2, and he did have a like 9%er before that. So.
Yep.
I was flying high at that point. I'm like, this isn't that bad.
I wonder if it tastes better with Malort.
The quote expensive beer that you put in there is one of my favorite beers of all times in the latest 6-pack. So
You're welcome.
they will only serve that in a tiny sifter if you go to restaurants.
Kidder, what on earth have you been opening? I've been watching this. The whole time, and
it's gonna be great for the multi-view.
But what
the multiverse?
What are you opening? What
can I get something to drink first?
Sure.
I think I'm gonna chase the IPA with Malort because there's no other way.
That's disgusting.
You are not right in the head. There's something wrong with you.
The Malort tastes better than the IPA.
You're not.
I might give you that.
I've had both. That is wrong.
JS, what are your thoughts? You asked earlier what was worse than Malort, and I think this tractor beer is.
I don't know which one I hate more. The Malort tasted like donkey piss. The tractor beer was just freaking bad.
What's the rule on finishing the beers?
If you don't finish it, then the local Geek marks it down that you didn't.
I would rather take the L for that than losing my lunch. So
We ever had I know we've had Howie and Kidder nurse beer through the entire show, but I don't know if we've ever had anybody just physically not be able to finish.
Kidder has dumped several.
Yeah.
We've had to.
And I have prided myself on finishing every beer that I've had on the show, except for I had the one that was clearly skunky. It was actually just undrinkable. And I say that because I've had that beer before. And it was fine, but I had a bad one. But otherwise, I have finished everything.
And I had a couple of those too where they were very, very ripe, but then also a couple that I didn't want to throw up. So joining the dock, got the Huckleberry Lemonade from the Bismarck Distillery right here. Drink what you like, made with huckleberry flavored vodka with fruit concentrate and carbonation. It's a 4.5 alcohol by volume in the percentage and 12 fluid ounces. It is R2D.
2.
Ready to drink.
Oh.
2. I had to take this one out so I can put some other ones into the fridge. It's very sweet.
Well, you still had a little bit in there, JS.
You'll pick it up in the next round. That's really good.
That is a very good one.
That is really good.
Want to trade with this one?
You're the sucker who said yes to it, and I've already had my penance, so no. In fact, I'm going to give you an option. You can stop drinking that beer.
It's not bad after the Malort.
If you make a $25 donation to the Triple B.
Why not do both?
Well, that's just for you, but yeah, you can do both. I mean, that's cool too.
There you go.
Or we have the sale running on our actual storefront. What? We don't have the sale? No, that's gone. Okay. But I bet if you end up sending or purchasing $100 worth of stuff off of the store at streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs, JS will still throw in a jar of pickles.
But you got to spend $200.
Was it 200?
200.
$200. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The pickles are worth $200 by themselves. Okay.
They're good pickles.
So it's really, you're getting the merch for free.
Yes. Yes. Handmade with love.
It's a deal. So everybody was kind of curious of what I have going on over here, and I got a couple things going on. And I'll show this one first. One of my recent acquisitions here, and that is an official game puck of Avalanche and former UND Fighting Sioux hockey player Tyson Jost with the certificate of authenticity. So shows that it was actually signed by one Tyson Jost and that it is, the real deal. Very cool there. Since I'm talking about Tyson Jost, picked up a few of his rookie cards, including this one with a signature. This one, another rookie card with the foil. That one's kind of cool because he stands out there. And then one of the Young Guns rookie cards. And then because I was on a roll, and I also have an official Avalanche signed jersey over here from Brad Malone, who used to play for the Colorado Avalanche. I was like, what other cards might be out there? And found a Brad Malone rookie card, number 69 of 100. Nice. So that was kind of cute. And then, of course, on the back of each of the cards, actually has information about the players and whatnot. Very sad that this one does not recognize him playing at UND, but that's how that goes. Then, yeah, I know. You watch me throwing boxes and doing things. The missus went all out this year. Went all out. Number one. The Mikko Rantanen display case and associated signed puck with certificate of authenticity.
Ooh, pretty.
Number two, the Cale Makar display case and associated signed puck from Cale Makar with certificate of authenticity. And because she really couldn't decide, I guess, because Cale Makar sometimes looks like my long-lost brother, but also Nathan McKinnon looks like my other long-lost brother with the associated signed puck with certificate of authenticity.
Well, they couldn't be your long-lost brother, Kidder. They have hair.
That is true. But all the genes, went there. The funny thing, well, I think I've told you this. Went to the hockey game in Phoenix, and some of the fans thought that I was related to McKinnon or Makar because we were sitting in the second row, but then also how I look, I guess. It's like, no, that'd be cool, though. But yeah, I mean, yes, I am. I was already getting free alcohol that night, so it didn't matter. I didn't need anybody to buy me drinks because I already had 16 beers. So what?
Free beers always taste the best.
It came with the seats that I got.
Unless they're a Central Time IPA.
I was just about to make that joke.
Those are free for a reason.
Yep. I don't think there will be a time where I ever drink another one of those beers. That was a first and last for me.
Unless somebody tricks you into it.
Since you were unboxing things, and we were talking about Christmas here a bit ago, and I gotta show off something that I got for the Tiny Dinosaur. This was the winning Christmas present of the year. It is a miniature Savage Rascal 22. Her and I were out shooting today. She did quite well with it. I'm very impressed. So I'm going to tactical this thing out. It's already threaded for a scope rail. We're going to put a red dot on it. I'm going to have it threaded, put a suppressor on it, and she's going to have her own little tactical bolt action 22. So, yeah.
Nice.
And it's, for being this tiny, it does really well. I was making 100-yard hits with it, no problem, and I'm really impressed with it. So they're really reasonable in price. If you've got a youngin at home, the dinosaur is 6. She'll be 7 in February. So it's about the right time. I mean, depending on how yours grow up. I know it's not for everybody, but it's how we were brought up, and I don't know who was more excited about it, her or me, because I was giggling like a schoolgirl when we were out shooting with it too. So
I don't know if it's the lighting, but the logo is very shiny on the bottom of that. It's almost like it's backlit.
Yeah, I've got 2 stupidly bright LEDs in here because I thought it was going to be dark in here. When I started putting more shiny ass tile in here, it got significantly brighter. And like, well, now it's off. I just loosened the sight.
And now you're gonna have to teach her how to sight in on 22.
Yeah. Well, she's still got that whole like left eye dominant thing. So she's like,
hey, there's nothing wrong with left eye dominant. I'm left eye dominant, right-handed.
Well, I used to be. I am now completely I'm completely ambiguous.
Ambidextrous.
Yes, yeah. It was a stop a long time ago, and the guy's like, I can do either hand. I'm ambiguous. Yes, you are. So from then on, it has been the running joke. But I've trained enough now that it is. I am completely ambidextrous. It does not matter which eye. I can switch back and forth between left and right, no problem. Whether it be a rifle, handgun, doesn't matter. So. She's got that left eye dominant thing going on, like a lot of kids do when they start. That they favor their right eye better and they shoot better with their right eye. We did some shooting today. She did really good. I'm super proud of her, and I look forward to the progression with this thing. I'm really impressed with it. I should have bought one a long time ago.
And on that first ever Triple B gun review, Kidder! We've been talking for quite a while, and quite a bit longer past my timer going off. It is time we wrap this show up with cheap plugs. That's just going to have to wait till next week. I'm sorry. Put it down. It's going to have to wait till next week. That's how it goes. You took too long.
I took too long?
You did. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
my fault.
Okay. That's a new one. Well, fine then. BeerBluesBS.com. It's our website, BeerBluesBS.com. Like us on Facebook, please. Like us on Instagram. Follow, share, subscribe, share, free, good stuff. We're also on YouTube. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, IMDb, Player FM, Pandora, Stitcher, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere in between. Just search for Beer Blues BS or Beer Blues and BS. Again, Beer Blues BS. Search for us. Please like us on all of the platforms. Give us the free subs. Smash that sub button. Help us out, because helping us helps you laugh and things. Although the keywords laugh for us is a whole completely different show. We'll talk about that maybe at some other point. Again, beerbluesbs.com. We're on YouTube and all the good stuff. So like, share, subscribe, help us out. Streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. That's a great place to go. Streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. A merch store is there, and you can also send us a tip. Helps keep the show going and pay for this whole thing, because it's like $150 a month or some stupid thing to keep this thing going. So help us out. That'd be cool. Appreciate it. Help us help everybody else. Other than that, round the horn, final thoughts. It's time. So, Local Geek, you were in first. What's your final thought for tonight?
My final thought is I had to get a new beer for next week because I drank both ones I planned on having tonight, so I had to get another one. I think we're going to spike it. So,
okay, good. I mean, it's going to be warm by next week, so hopefully you got it in the fridge, okay? Next week's a long ways away. 7 days. 7 days. 7 long days. JS Gunslinger still hanging out in the shower and doing his thing. Final thoughts for you?
You know, in light of the little review we had here, teach them young, and whether it be how to shoot, how to do woodworking, how to lay tile, how to code, how to do computer coding, find a hobby that you and your kids enjoy and teach them young, because there is nothing better than hearing the giggles, the excitements, and the laughter, the joy when they make their first hit on a target, or they write their first line of code, or whatever hobby you and your kids want to do together, whether it be boy or girl, it doesn't matter. Teach them when they're young and embrace that hobby, because it's an awesome thing to be able to teach them when they're little, and to be able to enjoy that together.
Very good. All right, Big Badda Boom.
Final thoughts? Don't trust Tractor Beer. Other than that, I think we're good. I think we're good. Otherwise, everything, wonderful experience. Love joining the show. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Over to the dock. Going back in time.
My final thought. Well, it's a good thing I didn't run. That's what I'll say. Didn't run away. Had a good time.
Yeah.
Good time with you all tonight.
Love it. All right. Howie Blues.
I was trying to come up with a good final thought, and I had one and then proceeded to forget it, because that's, the way things go. I will say it's been fun having this many people in the tavern, and we'll have to do it again sometime. Maybe soon. Like next week. We'll see.
Hopefully.
Anyway. Yeah.
It's a good final thought, everybody. So now that the thoughts are complete, keep them locked and loaded, rolling in your head. It's time to get on out of here. So keep your glass at least half full. There's free beer tomorrow, and we will catch you on down that holiday sprinkle covered Tuscan Highway. Have a good one. See you in the next episode of Beer, Blues, and BS.
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty. UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
Guessing Kidder's doing some sort of big reveal.
No, I'm just a little behind. Sorry.
What's new?
I beat you. This guy was here before you.
I've traversed more of Bismarck today than most Bismarck PD officers.
Not wrong.
Hey. I was wondering if he was going to join.
I'm glad. I sent him an invite. There he is! Yes.
Second time today.
I mean, it would have been the third time, JS, but had to run in to get you stuff and then try and go. It's going to be one of those nights.
It is going to be one of those nights.
Hell yeah.
We got a full party. This will be good.
And now I got to clean out rooms so I can put all this alcohol into the fridge.
Are you just gonna drink it? Like, why bother?
I guess it has. You know what? It has been in the trunk, so it is actually cold.
There you go.
So yeah, this is why Curtis has needed to be on the show for a long time, because he brings all of this good information and logical thinking.
That's good. That's good. So
And see, my delay was just a tactic to get everybody here. See, it all worked out just fine.
yeah,
You're missing a few, Kidder.
Marbles, yes.
You must have buffed them out when you did your head polish here tonight.
Hence the shininess.
I think it happened long before tonight.
I'm not gonna lie, it was the polish was looking pretty damn good when you were in the salon with all those LED lights.
I haven't polished a thing. I'm just that damn bald, okay?
And that thing was glaring more than the hood after before the last parade I went to.
all right. We better get started, otherwise this thing's gonna go on forever.
You're gonna have too much to share.
Yeah, something along those lines. So,